Hello, you are welcome to my channel. Victoria here. In this tutorial I want to show you how you can make a little girl's skirt, a maid skirt. I've already made one part and I'm going to show you how I came up with this and the measurements. I already have one for adults, you can check out. So this is for the children. It's quite similar, but this is more colorful. You can see I just did stripes, so you can design it in any way that you want. Those of you who have tuned in for the first time, you are welcome to the channel. Please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you are in the know whenever I upload a new video. So I started by casting on 65 to 65 needles all at once, as you can see, and I'm working in tension 8. This is for the lower part, this particular one where we are going to do the picot hemming. So I'll knit one row and then hang up my comb. So I'll knit 5 more rows to make it a total of 6 rows. Then I'll put this away. Now I'll pick up my transfer tool and transfer stitches one to the next so that I create a 1 by 1. So you can do that until all the needles are transferred and you have a 1 by 1. Just pick up stitches, transfer one to the next. I have this latch hook because it came in my chunky knitting machine, but if you have this small one you can still use the same. Just pick up, just that it takes a lot of time, so I always use this large one to help quicken my work. So you can just use that, pick up stitches, transfer to the next all across, and then after doing that you're going to have to pull back all the stitches again to the knitting position. So go on ahead and pick up stitches, transfer one to the next. Thank you for tuning into this channel. Let me know what you think about this video. Here we have decided to learn knitting and share ideas. I know I have so many requests from my subscribers and I always read them in the comments. I am really trying as much as I can to work on those requests for the tutorials. So bear with me kindly, bear with me. Because most of these come in as an order from a client, so like it's not an order, it's kind of takes out when it's not an order, I kind of lazy up to do it, but I am really trying as much as I can to meet up those requests. So kindly bear with me, be patient. I'll share them, and others may be up for sale, so I'm considering putting up some patterns that you can purchase so that I can also consider earning from them. So after that, you push back all your needles into your working position, and then you knit again the 6 rows. Now after this we are going to join the hem. So I'll be picking up this very last stitch that we used for casting on, this very first one, and joining it up. So I'm going to do this off camera, then I'll come back because it will really take a lot of time. So I'll come back when I'm done with that. So now I'm done with the picking up stitches, so I'm going to take back to 6 because it's what I want to consider, and then I knit up to 20. So right from here up to here it's 20, considering this half hem that I did, the 6 and 6. So I'll take out this color and I use the waist yarn. I'm not going to put it in the yarn feeder, in the antenna. I'm just going to pick it on the side and knit a few rows. Then remove it and remove all my work from the machine. So here I am. Now I'll push, because the child is small. Now I will just push back all the needles and remain with 37 and 36 needles on my bed here, and this is just going to work as this small design, the ruffle edge. So right, all this size is 35, 36, 37 needles just here. So now I'm going to pick up my stitches and feed them into these needles, the 36, 37. So here you can pick up 2 stitches and feed them in one needle. You can pick up 1 into one needle. So you just have to make sure that all this ends up in here. You can either do 2 by 2 into 1, and then after you do a 1, just make sure that all the needles feed into all the stitches feed into the needle selection you've done. So go on ahead and do that. Pick up all the stitches. You can pick up 2. And let's meet when this is all done. So now after this, I'm going to pick up my white color. I'll take my tension to 0, 0, 0, and then turn, my row counter to 0, 0, and turn my tension to 6, actually 5.5, between 5 and 6. And then I'll make 6 rows in this color white to just give a difference, but it depends on the stripes you're doing, so you can just design accordingly. Then I'll do 20 stripes of green. So I'm just going to continue with the design up to 110. So this depends on the length you want for the child and the size of the child that you're making this cut for. So you can go on ahead and do your stripes. Mine, I will stop at 110. You can do up to 100. You can do up to I mean, it depends on the size of the child that you're making this skirt for. So go on ahead and do your design. So I've reached point 110. Now I'm going to use this one for the rib. I'll just knit one row. Then I'll pick up stitches like we did on the picot. Just pick up stitches to make a 1 by 1 rib and transfer to the next. Pick up to the next so that you have a 1 by 1. Now we are going to work on the waistband. So this is how we are going to create it. Just pick up stitches, transfer them to the next using your transfer tool, so that on your bed you have some in working position, others in the resting position. That is position A for those which are not working, and position B for those which are going to be working. So make sure I push back all these other needles so that they don't interfere with your band. Now I'm going to reduce my tension to 5 and knit 15 rows, and then 15 rows, making it a total of 30. So I've reduced to tension 5. I increased to tension 10, knitted one row for the fold, and then I've taken back to tension 5, and then knit again other 15 rows. So after this, I'm just going to pick up my stitches, the one which created the 1 by 1 rib. Then I put them back, and after this, I'm going to knit one row and cast off. So you can go on ahead and do that. Then after casting off, I'm just going to tie these tails and cut them off, and then also unravel this waist yarn that I did here in the beginning. And then after that, I'm going to show you how I join it and There we are almost done with our skirt. So go on ahead and do that. Pick up your stitches for the waistband. After that, you need one row, but you increase the tension a bit so that it is not tight. And when you're casting off, make sure you cast off loosely so it's not too tight for the waist. If you've watched up to this end and you're not yet subscribed, I don't know why, please subscribe. You're enjoying the video, so then you can subscribe. Yes, please subscribe, please. And like the video. Let me know what you think about this particular video in the comment section below. I'll be happy to read all your comments. So I'll increase to tension 6 and knit one row and then cast off. After done with the casting off, make sure you leave a tail, a long one that you are going to use to join this waistband using the blind stitch. Like how I've always done it, you can check out my other videos. I always use a blind stitch method. Others call it the mattress stitch. I don't know whether it's the same, but yes, that stitch that you use with your hands and someone can't tell whether it was where the beginning or the end or the joining was, where the seam is. So yeah, just the person who told me it's called a blind stitch, and I picked up that. So go on ahead and cast off, and then we shall meet when we are joining this cut, because when you're joining, the length also matters, especially if you've taken the measurements of the person. The length really matters on your needle bed. You have to refer back to those measurements. If the person is tall, how long was the measurements? If they are short, how short were the measurements? So it's really important that you keep that in note if you're joining on the knitting machine. But if you're joining on the, as well, when you're joining on the sewing machine, you should also keep those measurements intact. That's why you need your tape measure, and you measure so that you see that you keep your measurements right. Now I've joined this one part already, this side. Now you just pick up stitches to join this other edge right from here, the start of the rib, just like at this edge, and then up to this end where we have the picot hem, and then you fix them back onto the machine. You have to make sure that the length you use on one side is the same length on the other side, otherwise you'll have an equal length of the skirt. So make sure that what you pick, the stitches you pick up this side, if it is 35 for one side, let it also be 35 for the other edge, so that you don't have an equal balance of your work. Now I just did this. Just pick up stitches, fix them back in. So whenever you are fixing a skirt, joining up a skirt which has stitches, stripes, make sure that you pick up stitches where these stripes are, and you first hang them up on the needles, so that when you are joining these colors in between, there is a balance. If you just go by without joining the stripes first, like picking up the stitches where the stripes are, you'll find that now, for example, my white would be joining with either the green or the peach. So just pick up those stitches first, hang them up on the needles, and it will give your work a balance when you come back to pick up the stitches in between. So that's what I always do whenever I'm joining work which has stripes. First join this up. Even if you're using a sewing machine, so you have to first attach your pins on these colors sorry, on the joining edges of the stripes. And then after I pick up your stitches one by one, these ones which fall in between, I'm using this transfer tool of the three head, and picking up these stitches in between. So I'm going to do this all across, and thereafter knit one row and join and cast off, sorry. So go on ahead and do that, and let's meet when we are done with joining. So you can join both ends, and let's meet when you're done. All right. I'm joining in tension 5. So I knit one row and then cast off. So after this, I'm going to be making an I-cord. I already have a tutorial for making an I-cord. If you haven't watched it or you don't know how to make an I-cord, that is the string which is attached in the waist. So you can go on and do that string, the I-cord or string. I'll leave a link in the description below so that you can get it and you find how you can make the string, which we are going to attach inside the waist. Or if you don't want to use a string and you want to use an elastic band, so you can just attach in the waist, the elastic band into your waist, and then you have your skirt ready. So go on ahead, join the sides of your skirt, make your I-cord, fix it inside your skirt, the waistband, and your skirt is ready. So that's what basically is remaining. Of course, you have to join the band, the sides of the band with a blind stitch. Don't forget to do that, and when you're done with that, your skirt will be ready and you're good to go. All right. Our skirt is done. I fixed up the string. If you want, you can put the elastic band, but the string is for adjusting the waist. Depending on your thread type, mine is acrylic, so if I try to iron it, this would really be, so it would turn out bad. Now with time the folding will just come straight down, but if you have a cotton yarn, you can just steam iron it so that it is straightened up, and doesn't do that, this folding of the hem. So this is how the skirt has turned out to be. So please subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out more of these tutorials coming up, and let me know what you think about this video. Share it, like it, and see you next time. Bye bye.